three things that were highlighted to me as fundamentals for creating trust in public health policies, and maybe more specifically vaccine programs. The first of which is common sense. It seems that they apply a far more common sense approach, and it starts with the way they think about risk and the
Flu cases are rising. Detroit Medical Center doctors setting new visitor guidelines. I'm Lauren Edwards with what you need to know next.
Lions safety Brian Branch with a major injury to his Achilles. What this means for this season with many critical games ahead. I'm Dave Kinchin. That story next.
Working for you. Fox 2 News at 10 starts now.
Doctors at the Detroit Medical Center are sounding the alarm. Good evening. I'm Jessica Dupnack. The DMC seeing a sharp rise in flu cases, and they're now tightening who can even walk through the doors. Fox 2's Lauren Edwards is live with the new visitor rules just announced. There's a lot to unpack here, Lauren.
Jessica, so much to unpack. I can tell you the doctors spoke earlier, and those guidelines, just so everyone knows, does not go into effect until Monday, December 8th, which is just a few days away. But they are getting the word out now that getting inside the Detroit Medical Facility behind me and the Children's Hospital is going to look a little bit different just for the time being. Let's get into all these guidelines of what you need to know. Now, the Detroit Medical Center and Children's Hospital of Michigan say, first, all patients are limited to 2 visitors at any one time. Visitors under 12 years old, including siblings and relatives, not allowed on inpatient floors and observation units, and visitors 13 years and older who are battling a fever, cough, rash will be asked to choose another time. Now, there are other ones, and they are over at fox2detroit.com. And DMC doctors say they're doing all of this. They're putting these guidelines in place to protect their patients, saying over the last 3 to 4 weeks, they've seen case positivity rates go from 2% to 20% last week.
Are seeing more influenza A, and H3N2 is the circulating strain in the southern hemisphere, and also what we've seen in the UK, where the rates were very, very high this year. The assumption is that's what we are seeing also, but I don't have the confirmation on it yet.
We're seeing patients come in with respiratory symptoms. Some are requiring hospitalization. Sometimes, though, we can treat them with antiviral medication and get them under control. I don't believe we've seen significant morbidity beyond what we typically see. Last year was a bad flu year in terms of the morbidity, meaning how sick the children were that contracted influenza. This year, it's a little bit too early to tell.
So, Jessica, again, they go into effect on Monday. And coming up on the edge, the doctors plea for vaccinations. So much to unpack here. But again, if you want to go look at those rules, you can head to fox2detroit.com. Reporting live here in Detroit, Lauren Edwards, Fox 2 News.
Lauren, that's a pretty sharp increase from 2% to 20%. Any idea how long these new parameters are going to last for? We're really just in the beginning of the season here.
I know. And what's funny is that they were saying that this isn't even the typical start of flu season. We still have a few more weeks, but clearly it's starting early. But I can tell you, Jessica, that they say it may last a few months. It may last till late March and early April. Those were the ones that they said. But right now we just don't know. And they're just hoping that people will truly abide by these guidelines.
Yeah, thanks so much. Good information, Lauren. Oakland County is moving fast to stop a possible Legionnaire's outbreak. A sheriff's office employee has tested positive, and now the administration building in Pontiac is shut down through the weekend. The county says Legionella bacteria was found in the water system, and they're taking no chances. The building isn't open to the public, but staff who work there are now remote while crews clean and flush the system. Legionnaire's disease can start like the flu, cough, fever, headaches, and muscle aches, shortness of breath. Officials say if you were in that building and feel sick, call your doctor right away. Well, we are rolling into the weekend, and Mother Nature is not cutting us any slack. Another round of bitter cold is on deck. Weather Authority Rich Luterman has those numbers and how many layers you'll need. A layer report, if you will.
Jess, it is a cold pattern. We've had it all week, and it's going to be true through next week. Now, this morning, we bottomed out at 5 degrees. This is at Metro Airport. The old record for this morning was 6 in 1974, and there were some spots, especially in the western northern suburbs, that were below 0 to start the day. That will not be the case for your Friday morning. Now, we are watching a weak system passing off to our north. You can see some snow showers up around Muskegon and Cadillac, Traverse City, over to Alpena. There could be 1 or 2 snow flurries in our part of the state, but this mostly stays off to our north. How about these current readings? Remember, we started the day at 5, so we're at 27 right now, 26 in Lansing, 26 in Grand Rapids. Even up there in the thumb, temperatures are closer to 30 degrees now. There is a breeze out there, so when you factor in the breeze, these are the wind chill values. A lot of us in the middle teens. It is brisk and it's cold. That'll be the case for the rest of tonight as we get down to 20. And yes, there could be a couple of flurries out there. Let me show you what's coming up. Tomorrow, we get all the way up to 34. What a heat wave. Now, Sunday, we will likely see a round of light snow showers, and there could be about an inch of snow. We have a chance for more wintry weather for the middle part of next week. Jess, we'll talk about that and detail the weekend numbers coming up in 15.
All right, Rich, sounds good. A huge win last night for the Detroit Lions, but it does come at a cost. The Lions are sending best wishes to safety Brian Branch, who was injured in the game and is now out for the season. Fox 2's Dave Kinchin joins us live from Ford Field. Dave, what could this recovery look like?
Well, you know, so many people were so shocked when watching as that injury took place and fearing, hoping that it wasn't as bad as it certainly appears to be. Let's go to video right now. We can tell you that multiple reports say Lions safety Brian Branch tore his Achilles in the fourth quarter of Thursday night's game. The severity of it was not known until further testing was done. The frightening injury coming during that huge victory for the Pride, the Lions defeating Dallas 44-30. We spoke with former Lions team chiropractor and Dr. Sol Kogan about what that recovery could look like.
Season ending because, you know, you have to have surgery, you have to get range of motion back, and then you have to start strengthening, and it's a long process. It's a big tendon. It's very important, but a lot of times these guys can get back to pretty much full throttle and not have to worry about it. In addition to that, you know, there's not a whole hell of a lot of risk of re-injuring as long as they rehabbed it right. Well, I was with the Lions for 14 years. I'm not with them now, so I'm not part of his care, but they have top-notch care. They do a great job, and I would expect to see him sometime next season.
Now, many people often ask when these kinds of injuries happen, why is it that some athletes, some players in the same sport, in the same position, with the same injury, heal faster than others? Well, the Dr. Kogan will answer that tonight on The Edge. For now, reporting live outside Ford Field, Dave Kinchin, Fox 2 News.
And Dave, here's the deal. You don't need an NFL contract to get hurt, of course. Achilles tears are actually surging. In one study found that ruptures are more than tripled in the last from 2002 to 2022. Kind of crazy that tripled. That's a lot.
Yeah, it really is. And, you know, that's why a lot of these teams are across the league making more investments in the right training care. Of course, they certainly have partnerships. Many teams around the league have partnerships with major hospitals in those sports markets. So sports medicine is really a premium, especially right now.
All right, we'll learn more after the game. Thanks so much, Dave. A fun night out with some familiar faces behind the bar, all benefiting a great cause. Fox 2's Jennifer Hammond has more from the Killer Christmas celebration.
It is a very special night in Keto Harbor at the Lodge Bar and Grill. We are raising money for Tom Kowalski, known as Killer's Christmas. It's a foundation that raises money for kids through Duchenne muscular dystrophy, DBG, Defeat the Label, among others. Joined by celebrity bartenders here tonight. Dan Miller is one of them. Dan Miller, I want you to tell me what this event means to you. We knew Killer very well. We were on TV with him. He loved kids.
You needed to make sure that there was a Christmas present under every kid's tree in Kiko Harbor, and then it just grew. And the amount of lives that this has impacted over the years is just staggering. And now we're over $1 million. They're looking for 150,000 tonight, and it's just an honor to be here.
And amazing people like Dan Miller, Greg Campy from Oakland University, Braylon Edwards is here. We're all bartending. We're raising money. Here is Matt Riley. He's the man who is remembering Killer the most. So all of these people come and they put their money in the till. Everybody give a little love to Fox 2. It is a huge event, and it's something that never grows old. If people can't come tonight, where can they donate, Matt?
KillerCares.org. I used to say www.killercares.org.
We don't say that.
65. We don't have to do that anymore.
Okay, we don't have to do that anymore. KillerCares.org. It is a great organization, as I mentioned. Every year we come together. It's a great way to kick off the Christmas and the holiday season. People coming together to raise money for kids. And Metro Detroit is feeling pretty good after that Lions win last night. We'll have much more when we see you in sports, but for now, Jennifer Hammond at the Lodge.
Coming up, an 88-year-old man from Brighton forced out of retirement and now at the center of a viral miracle. The strangers who stepped in and the check that just changed his life. Next, long lines, big delays, and canceled flights. What triggered a morning meltdown at DTW and what Delta is doing to make it right.